We're back. Internationals over. Championship round 6 coming up. Time for the latest set of bold predictions. The magic number. Yes, if you didn't realise, 3 is the magic number, as it is our first 3-game week in the Championship. If anything encapsulates the second tier slog, is playing weekend, midweek, weekend. 3 games with very little time for tactical work or recovery, and if you're particularly unlucky, plenty of travel into the bargain too. It is really hard to get 9 points with 3 games 7 days apart. It's normally muscle memory and winning momentum that's behind a maximum haul, but it's hard to talk about that so early in the season, especially after an international break. Surely somebody's going to do it though, aren't they? If I was backing a 9-point haul, then I'd have to tell you who. So in the spirit of bold predictions, let's flip the script and suggest that nobody in the EFL Championship will win all 3 of their games in this ultra busy week comprising round 6, 7 and 8. Scotland the Brave. Any Championship nerds watching the Scotland versus England game this midweek would have spotted 3 Championship players starting the game, all for Scotland. We had Norwich's Angus Gunn, Watford's Ryan Porteous and Southampton's Che Adams. Surely we must be able to concoct that into some kind of bold prediction for the weekend. Well, Norwich and Gunn face Stoke, Watford and Porteous face Birmingham, and Adams and Southampton play Leicester in our watch-along game on Friday night. All 3 teams are at home, but none of the games look like walkovers, do they? What about this for a shout then? All 3 Scotland starters are going to bounce back from Hampden defeat with a draw. Norwich versus Stoke, Watford versus Birmingham, Southampton versus Leicester. Let's go for a treble on the draw. And before you ask, that gets you an impressively bold 43-1 with the bookies. How about that? Master versus Apprentice. We've been looking forward to this one, haven't we? And so have Stephen Schumacher and Ryan Lowe, as we've got a Master versus Apprentice narrative going on up at Deepdale as Preston take on Plymouth. Lowe and Schumacher won League 2 promotion together at Bury and Plymouth. Lowe went off to do the Preston job, and Schumacher went on and won a second promotion with Plymouth as champions of League 1 last season. Just in case this needed any more spice, Preston are currently top of the table and in rare old form with 2 wins from 2 at home. And although Plymouth have lost twice this season, it was deep into stoppage time on both occasions against ex-Premier League Southampton and in-form Birmingham. They know each other so well, maybe too well, so I think it's going to be tight. I don't think there's going to be much in it, but I'm not sure which way to go. So let's try and make this as bold as possible. Let's say Preston versus Plymouth, under 1.5 goals, and for a bit of fun, a yellow card for at least one of the 2 managers, as Lowe and Schumacher try and get one over on each other. Look after yourself. I'm off to Millwall versus Leeds at the weekend, and people keep saying, you look after yourself all right. I always have a lovely time at the Den, but I get it, it's 2 fairly intense fan bases in the same stadium at the same time. Go figure. That's not the only place actually where emotions could spill over this weekend, as we've also got the big derby between Cardiff and Swansea on Saturday night. In both of these games, the home teams, Millwall and Cardiff, are 3 positions above the away teams, Leeds and Swansea, in the Championship table. But really, there's not much to choose in either game. We've spoken about Mike Duff's need to get off the mark with a first Swansea win. They've done well in this matchup in recent times. And I'm sure Daniel Farke would have been pleased to take a breath during the international break after a hectic first month or so at Leeds. I think you can see where I'm going with this. Could we get an away double in these last 2 games of round 6 in what we're expecting to be pretty tense atmospheres? You'll get just about 6-1 on Swansea to win at Cardiff, followed by Leeds to leave the Den alive with all 3 points on Sunday. Something will stick. There's a saying that goes, throw enough, you know what, at the wall, and in the end, something will stick. This always comes to mind when I'm looking at the shots on target stats for players. You don't shoot, you don't score, and surely players at Championship level will start getting the goals if they are getting the chances. to take multiple shots per game. The top 3 Championship players, throwing a lot of the expletive at the wall, for shots on target per 90 are Jay Stansfield of Birmingham, Emmanuel Latelath of Borough and Aaron Connolly of Hull. Now, it clearly wouldn't be massively bold to back Stansfield and Connolly to score, as they've got 5 between them so far already. Latelath hasn't had it quite so easy, and he drew a blank despite having 6 shots last time out against QPR. We've got to be bold though, so let's get across that as a treble then. Connolly to score for Hull against Coventry, Stansfield to score for Birmingham at Watford, and something to stick for Latelath for Borough away at Blackburn on Saturday. There it is then, another load of bold predictions. You can get in the comments with your views and your own bold takes on what might go down in the EFL Championship this weekend. Stay with the channel then, click up here to check in with all my previous bold predictions videos. Some actually come true, don't you know? Or you can click up here for a deep dive on a tumultuous 6 months at Sheffield Wednesday. Can Xisco Munoz turn the ship around up at Hillsborough?